Netflix just seems to not be able to find a new low with every new release. We first had The Witcher Blood Origin being Netflix's lowest rated show on their platform, to now having Netflix themselves breaking their own record with Cleopatra sitting at a 2% audience score, and that score was at 1% on Rotten Tomatoes just the other day. I've never seen this ever happen to any movie or show. You've had the Velma series, you've had the Rings of Power, and with the amount of backlash and low ratings both of those shows received, those are just crumbs compared to Cleopatra. Excuse me, modern day Cleopatra. Having the country of Egypt calling this docuseries out because of its inaccurate historical representation, to having the actress herself calling out the backlash as being racist. You see, if 98 out of every 100 people disagree with you, that should say something. But to these people, they're all racist because blackwashing is absolutely fine when they do it. And no, it just gets worse. Having once again the actress of Cleopatra, Adele James, going on all these interviews and tours in order to promote the docuseries, and is essentially not giving a damn about what Egyptians are saying about the series and ignoring them, as well as saying that race swapping and blackwashing isn't a thing. Then that should also mean that whitewashing shouldn't be a thing either. Maybe we should have a white Martin Luther King Jr. It would make things equal at the end of the day, and that's what they want. And before we get into this article, please don't forget to like and subscribe. It helps a lot and I much appreciate it. Though there has been a loud backlash from Egyptian nationals, including the country's government itself, towards Netflix's race swapping of their history for Queen Cleopatra, the docuseries star Adele James cares little for any of it, as she believes that all of it is based on nothing more than a mix of self-hatred and, of course, racism. When words such as racist, racism, misogynist, and sexist, or whatever the term may be, are being thrown out like candy, that's when you know that all these words have lost their nuances. I'm sure the actress has faced racist comments, but to say that 99 to 98% of the people who are voicing their opinions of disapproval to the show doesn't make them racist, especially when it involves an historical figure with historians having facts to prove that the person wasn't black. But to these people, calling the backlash as being done by racists is just another barrier of protection to them. And this is all being done by podcast. She would say, asked by the Eponymous host for her opinion on the fact that people are mad about Cleopatra being blackwashed, the British actress replied, "Blackwashing isn't a thing. Is it? Yes, it is. Just as whitewashing is a thing that is extremely controversial, blackwashing is also held to that standard as well. They're both equal. Because if that isn't the case, then by this person's logic, people shouldn't be in an uproar when someone does blackface or has a character being whitewashed. At this point, a bit of technical difficulties caused some of James's responses to be cut off, but when as her microphone kicked back in, she could be heard asserting, "I find it sad that people are either so self-loathing or so threatened by the blackness that they feel the need to do that, to separate Egypt from the rest of the continent. No one is threatened by the blackness. People of the culture are offended by the way you yourself and the people who work with you decide to portray an historical figure in a docu-series, which a docu-series is supposed to have factual information as well as representation of the historical figure. It is not some sort of comedic sketch or drama show, it's an actual series based off real and factual evidence. You can't just change things up just because you want to. That's not how things work." And at the end of the day, these people will never understand why people are being offended and sending backlash over to them. They'll always say that is racist because that is the way they operate. In quotes, there was absolutely a lot of people saying very horrible things, but it definitely wasn't everyone, she said. I think that's so important to remember that, like, in the grand scheme of things, there were some people who lost their minds over it, but there was a lot of really positive responses immediately as well. And it's remained. It's consistent. People are so excited. I'm getting messages all the time. People are not excited. It's quite the opposite, actually, as we took a look over at the Rotten Tomatoes at the beginning, being one of Netflix's lowest rated series on the platform. 99 to 98% of the people reviewing the show aren't excited about it. You may be in this state of falsehood just to ease your mind from what is actually happening in reality, because it is far from exciting. It is an absolutely complete disaster, and this disaster is also not liked by the critics, which says a lot, in that the people who usually enjoy this kind of stuff with the modernization of entertainment aren't liking Cleopatra one bit. Taking an historical figure figure and changing her just because of identity politics, changing history as we speak. And with the narcissism of Adele James and her portrayal of Cleopatra and saying that blackwashing isn't a thing, just says a lot about the people that Netflix decided to hire for this docu-series and making it a complete disaster for them. And with all that in mind, I'll get your guys' thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye-bye.